Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Listen, wake up. Okay. New information has surfaced about that rumor that Teairra Marie is the unnamed Jane Doe that is a public facing personality that's suing Sean Diddy Combs. If you guys haven't heard the rumors, I've heard them for a while, but I didn't want to speak on them because let's be real. Teairra Marie has been through a lot. Teairra Marie is a Cassie that has not yet navigated. We knew Teairra Marie at one time was set to take over the industry. She accused multiple people of sabotaging her. It was very sad the way she started off so young, and it looked like the music industry kind of ate her up and spit her out. No, I don't blame Teairra Marie. I am blaming all the demons and vultures that live in the music industry. Okay, fine. So we got that. But here's where things get deep. Okay. So I believe it was reported on like Tough News. I believe it was Tough News. Correct me if I'm wrong. That reported that Teairra Marie was the actual Jane Doe that was involved in the lawsuit with Diddy. If you guys don't know, Diddy's lawyer did this weird thing where they asked for two things. One, they said, we absolutely need her identity to be revealed. When they said that, people said, you think someone's slow. You only want to reveal this so you can shame and mock and humiliate her. Now, how could they be so certain she would be shamed, mocked, and humiliated? Well, just take a look at what's going on with Teairra Marie right now. 50 Cent is still mocking and humiliating her about that $50,000 that he got granted in a judgment. As a matter of fact, Teairra, that judgment should have never went through. Teairra must have had Tasha K's lawyer, Olga, working hard because she never should have been held accountable for that. Okay, right? Because at the end of the day, she didn't lie on 50 cents. But forget all that because let's get into the real, okay? So, and every time Teairra Marie like shows her face, the men in the record industry, she dated Ray J, who did her wrong. I don't know what happened. Rockefeller Records, that didn't end well. Even Carrie Hilson was sitting there like throwing shade and clowning her and whatnot. At least back in the day, 50 Cent is always trying to mock and humiliate her. Every time Teairra Marie's name is mentioned, the men in the record industry think that they can just say what they want or go after her because she did not reach any type of success because her career was sabotaged. And also, she doesn't come from a big family name or with family money. So those vultures are like, we don't have to protect you. Okay. Right. So are you guys with me? So I still was like, it's odd though, because the time frame kind of checks out, but not really because that woman now, hold on, let me check and see how old Teairra Marie is. One second. Okay, so when all this happened, that girl's name, this is the woman that is said that she hadn't reached like 18 candles yet. If you know what I'm saying, she was not the age of consent. Harvey Pierre, the woman claims that Harvey Pierre got her in Detroit. Teairra Marie is from Detroit. Claims that she was flown over to see Diddy. And at that time, all these horrible things happened. There was an unnamed producer in the room as well. People are speculating that Harvey Pierre met Teairra Marie in Detroit, flew her over to New York to get in front of Diddy, and also Jay-Z might have been the unnamed producer. Now, listen, this is not verified. I don't believe that Jay-Z was actually in the room. He just doesn't seem like he would be that stupid and or that sloppy. You know what I'm saying? Say what you want about him. Like there's no stories about him at all doing ditties on people. However, when it looks at the age of the girl as opposed to when it happens, Teairra Marie is 36 years old. Okay. However, I didn't want to drag her name into this, but you know who just did drag her name into this? Hazel E. Hazel E has done an interview with Tasha K. If you haven't gone to see the interview, I believe it's on Tasha K's website, right? At the end of the day, Hazel E is saying that she, right, was invited into a situation, a freak off with Teairra Marie, Cassie, and Diddy. And they were trying to pull her into the freak off. That's right. Hazel E is confirming that Teairra Marie was in a freak off with Cassie and Diddy, and she saw with her own eyes. Now, y'all, when I heard that, I had to come run and make the video. Again, nothing is alleged. Let me just say this right here. Everything I'm saying has not been independently confirmed or denied by the parties or in a court of law. This is my reporting is based upon information and belief, based upon legal filings, blog articles, news articles, and of course, what the streets are saying. Okay. Diddy has maintained his innocence. He has not denied that the freak offs happened. However, he is staunchly saying that everything that happened was 100% legal and consensual. And he is vehemently fighting all of this in court. Now, by fighting all this in court, he did this weird thing where they said, listen, we need the woman as this Jane Doe. We need her to be made public. I thought that was really interesting, but also it's like, yeah, you just want the public to publicly humiliate her because as much as people ask Cassie why you settle, we were literally probably 3 business days away from the public pulling up everything Cassie's ever done and turning on her. Okay. What's makes you think why did Diddy settle with her so quick? Because if it was just a matter of his money, he would have just let the court of public opinion rip her apart and then settle with her later. Cassie must have something on him. That's my opinion. He said just because he settled for 50, 80, 100 million, whatever it was, that don't mean nothing. He's still innocent. But they also did a second thing. They then went on to say, but you know what? We should also seal the filing in case her identity cannot be made public. They made a second motion. We should seal all court proceedings because she is a public facing individual. And if she were to find out, if anybody was to find out what happened to her, it would ruin her public facing image. And that's when I said, maybe it's Teairra Mari, but I don't know. However, now that Hazel E is confirming that she saw 100% Teairra Mari, Cassie, and Diddy. Now, it seems to me multiple sources in the shadows have also been applying that Ray J is I don't know what you heard about me, but he's a PIMP, right? And that when Ray J was managing all those artists back in the day, he really preyed on young, impressionable women and that he was a PIM and that he literally basically passed and or sold Teairra Mari around. Now, when it comes to Diddy, again, like that accuser that accuses Diddy of gang raping her and also other horrible things, the age is kind of checking out. But you also have to admit that Teairra Mari is Diddy's type. She is Diddy's type. Diddy got 2 types: a Jennifer Lopez type or a Kim Porter-ish type. Those seem to, or also a Gina Hahn type, right? Teairra Mari definitely falls into one of the women that he wants around him. Her body, her shape, her face, even the way that she is talented. There are also numerous blind items that have been out about how Teairra Mari, actually, let me just read you the blind item. Hold on. All right, here's the blind item that everybody also pointed out to say that Diddy got Teairra Mari and he did the same thing he did with Cassie. He promised her the world. He promised to put her on as long as she keep participating with the freak offs. However, the whole point was for her to just participate in the freak off, and he had no intention at all of making Teairra Mari's career pop. The blind item is, in the wake of the death of Aaliyah, certain record producers were looking for someone else who could step into her shoes in more way than one. As I told you before, Aaliyah was blank essayed as a minor by several producers and was treated like a piece of meat to be bought and sold by different moguls up to the time she passed away as it was. A couple of years after she passed, a fairly large record producer started making some calls about a singer he had working out of his studio. Again, if you look at that lawsuit that Douglas Wigmore is bringing up, if you look at that lawsuit, okay, did not Harvey Pierre go to Detroit, Teairra Mari's hometown, and bring her over by private flight to meet Diddy in a studio with an unnamed producer? And did that night something occurred that anybody could describe as an FO? Okay. A couple years later, after she passed, this is, we're talking about Aaliyah, a fairly large record producer started making some calls about a singer he had working out of a studio. She was 15 and eager, and soon different label heads were scouting her. When they heard her voice and saw how she looked, they started scouting her even harder. She was sleeping with one of the producers, the one who made the initial calls. Soon, again, some people are saying this is Jay-Z, I don't know. Soon, she was sold to this pseudo blank corn star celebrity sibling. That's obviously Ray J. She started working for him. However, he at that time was a and he had a habit of preying on young, vulnerable women. He got her to the attention of an A-list rapper mogul, and he signed her to a deal. Before the ink was dry, she was just short of being legal. That didn't stop the mogul. He liked to sample the new talent. He was sampling her on a fairly regular basis, but he was also involved in a current A-list singer. Okay, and I don't believe this. I think they drew Beyonce into the mix just because. But let me get to the point of the blind item and do all this. They said at one point, okay, she was forced into a lot of things she did not want to do. Now, you take this blind item, you take like the rapper slash mogul. A lot of people are pointing to Jay-Z, but if you add Diddy's name into it and you substitute Beyonce, because Beyonce ain't into any dumb stuff like that, with Jennifer Lopez, it makes sense. Now, I'm not saying Jennifer Lopez was involved in this either. I am saying that they said there was a rapper slash mogul who was also married to an A-list singer. At that time, Jennifer Lopez and Diddy were way bigger than Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z and Beyonce were big, but let's not forget that Beyonce's star kept growing into legend, and Jennifer Lopez started going into a bunch of other stuff. In any case, where does that leave us? It leaves us with the fact that, is Teairra Marie okay? Again, everybody has so much sympathy for Cassie, Tiffany, Braid, and they should. But what about Teairra Marie? Because at the end of the day, the same things people clown her for are the same things that her whole history is being with predators. Now that Hazel E has confirmed that not only was she present at one of Diddy's freak-offs, but she was one of Diddy's preferred people. And we all know from Cassie that Diddy preferred keeping people bloked up and doped up, right? On the Coca-Cola. He liked the amphetamines. He liked literally having party favorites all the time. Cassie detailed the horror she went through because it wasn't enough that you participated. He liked people out of their minds when it happened. And he would push copious amounts, forcing them to go past their limit. Remember how Teairra Marie was a beautiful, young, bright star, still has a lot of talent. She's coming back, but y'all, everything actually checks out. Now, we don't know if this is Teairra Marie, but now that Hazel E has confirmed it, y'all, 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 let me just say this. If Teairra Marie is suing Diddy and Diddy forces her name to come out, I hope Teairra Marie takes whatever pennies Diddy has and uses them all to buy her own little piece of freedom, because what they did to her in the music industry was so dirty. I can't even describe it. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.